Hi YouTube, this is GAMEZOMATIK and welcome back to my channel. I thought what I'd do today is another pickup video. I haven't done one of these for quite a long time. I think it's been about 2 months since I did my last pickup video. So I've got quite a little bit of stuff to get through. Hopefully we'll do all this in one episode and I won't bore you too much with what I've managed to pick up over the last couple of months. So I'm not going to arse around, I'll just get on with it. So the first thing I managed to pick up is some Amiga games. The first one is Robocop 2 for the Amiga. Used to love this game back in the day. Originally played it on the Commodore 64, had a lot of fun with it. This version is quite a little bit different, but it's a great game. Got this off eBay. It wasn't that expensive, it was a couple of quid. It's got the box, as you see, it's the original box, the manual and everything in it. And it's even got those. I don't know anyone who remembers back in the day when you used to buy a game in the big boxes. You used to get little bags with the discs in, and it's actually got Ocean written on the bag. So nice little bit of nostalgia there. But yeah, great game. And another Amiga game I managed to pick up is my favourite Amiga game of all time. Even though originally I played it on the Commodore 64, and I think it came out on DOS as well. Supremacy. Again, got this for a couple of quid. It's the big box version, if you like, but this is kind of the budget version, the Hit Squad version, which is actually slightly better because it came in absolutely fantastic condition, this game. It was almost brand new when it came through the door. I don't think it had ever been played. It's got the manual and everything in it, all the discs in it. Great game. I've been playing loads of this. This was my favourite game back in the day. It's a great strategy game. Got a couple of PS1 games as well. So first one I've got is Star Wars: The Masters of The Masters of Terrascasi, which is kind of Tekken, but in the Star Wars universe. It got really slated, this game. I've read so many bad things about this game that when I picked it up, I think it was like 50 pence. I expected it to be absolutely dreadful, and you know what? It's not that bad. It's certainly playable. It's not brilliant, but it's certainly playable, and it is sort of like Tekken, but with Luke Skywalker. So it's okay, and for a cheap game, it was pretty good. Also got R-Types, which is the old sort of shoot 'em ups. I think it's got R-Type 1 and 2 on it for the PlayStation 1. Got this for a quid. Pretty made up. This goes for about £10-12 or something on eBay, and it's not a game I've seen out there a lot either. But if you like the old sort of shmups, then you'll love this. This is R-Types, of course, is the classic. So yeah, and 2 games on 1 disc. You can't moan about that. Another arcade kind of classic that I managed to pick up for the PlayStation 1, Hydro Thunder, which was kind of the water-based racing game that used to play back in the arcades. And then I got a couple of platformers. I got Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation 1. Now, for anyone who hasn't played this game, this is one of the hardest platformers I've ever played on the PlayStation 2. It's, you know, even though it's supposed to be a kid's game, it's not really. It's pretty tricky in places. And the last game I got was Croc Legend of Gobos, or Gobos, or whatever you want to call it, which is another platform which I've never played before, but this is a game you see out there quite a lot, so it's not that hard to pick up. Right, PlayStation 3 games next. Got a couple of PlayStation 3 games, stuff I have had before, maybe on the PC, but I picked them up because they were fairly cheap, or I've been after them. So I've got The Godfather, which is one of my favourite kind of games for that generation. Even though, well, it was sort of late. This came out on the original Xbox and the PlayStation 2 as well. Very early on the PlayStation 3 sort of generation, but great game. This is the best version of it as well. This is the Don's edition, so this has got everything on it. And I think the combat in it's slightly better tuned up on this as well. Anyone who hasn't played this game, I'm sure most people have by now. This is a great movie tie-in. And also got The Godfather Part 2. Now, this, I keep meaning to make a video of this game. For me, this is one of the most underrated and misunderstood games ever. This is another game that when it came out, it got absolutely slated, and I kind of think it was misunderstood, and a lot of people didn't understand what they were going for. Even though it's a pretty decentish action game, it's an absolutely fantastic strategy game as well, where you control different parts of the city and different businesses and take over businesses. Even though you did that in the first Godfather game, it's much better implemented in this game, and it's a much underrated classic. Also got a couple of Spider-Man games. I did do a Spider-Man video on my channel. Check it out. It's my top 10 Spider-Man games. And these both feature in it. And these are games, again, I've had before, probably trade them in, but always meant to pick them up again. First one is the Spider-Man at Your Time. Brilliant Spider-Man game. Just check out my video if you want to know any sort of more details on what I think about this game. But it's a great Spider-Man game. And what I think is one of the best Spider-Man games ever is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, which you play 4 different Spider-Men. Another great Spider-Man game. I've been after kind of getting these back, and I managed to get them for a decent price, so I picked these up. Another game I picked up, which I only got this because it was like £1.50 in a cash generator or something, which isn't bad for any PlayStation 3 game, but it looks fairly decent, and I've been playing quite a bit of it, and it's fairly decent, and that is Lord of the Rings War of the North. Love a bit of Lord of the Rings. It's not as good as Shadow of Mordor, which was an absolutely fantastic game. But it's quite a decent, solid kind of Lord of the Rings game, and it's better than some of the other ones like Aragon's Quest and even the movie tie-in games. It's a lot better than them. So One North. I think, like I said, it was £1.50 in cash generator. I've also been playing some PS4 games. Just let me have a drink. My throat's all drying up. So. Excuse me. Thank you very much. This game I've mentioned, I've done like a video on my channel. Check it out. I'm not going to go too much into it because I go into it quite a lot on that. But the game I've been playing a lot of, and when I say a lot of, a hell of a lot of, is Bloodborne. I love and hate this game in equal measure. I'm sure anyone who's played Bloodborne will understand why. I'm not going to go on about it again. I've already done a video on the channel about what I think about this game. But yeah, picked up Bloodborne, and it's brilliant. So I've been playing that. And another game that I picked up for the PlayStation 4, a game that kind of got slated a bit when it came out. Another game that got slated. Not slated, but didn't get the great reviews. And I've actually been having a lot of fun with this game, and that is The Evil Within. Picked this up in CEX, I think it was down to a tenner, and this is for the limited edition one, and I'm pretty sure this was new as well, because I got some codes in it, and they worked, the code still worked in it, and you get this little kind of nice little box and everything. And the reason I quite like this, I know it's made by the same guy who did Resi 4, it's very much like Resident Evil 4, but the main reason I like this is it kind of goes back. It's kind of old-fashioned survival horror. And not many people are doing that anymore. Not so much the camera angles and everything, but, it goes back to sort of, like I say, Resident Evil 4. And, it's good. The story is utter nonsense. If anyone knows what the story is, can you please let me know? Because I don't really understand it. But maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. But as far as the game goes, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's not necessarily that scary. I did think it was at first when I played the first bit of it, but it's not really scary. It's more gory than scary, but it's certainly a decent game. And if you can pick it up for a tenner, it's definitely worth playing. I've got a big stack now of PlayStation. Oh, just dropped them. Excuse me. Right, we'll carry on. Sorry about that, just dropped them all. Got a big stack of PlayStation 2 games, well, 2 big stacks. One of the stacks is one that I was given off someone, and the other one is one that I picked up myself. So I'll go through the one I was given. My wife's friend had a load of PS2 games she wanted rid of, and she said, would our kids love them? Of course, my kids, they only play next gen, but I said I'd have them. So I'm always up for free games, so she gave them to my wife and she gave them to me, and luckily enough they were all games that I didn't actually have. Nothing amazing in this, some budget titles and things, But you know, a pickup's a pickup. So first game I got Home Alone. This is really bad. This is so loosely based on the film. It's unbelievable. This is a budget game. This is like a game you get on your phone or something. It's really, really not that great. But it was free, and it's one for the collection. Next one is actually a game I had been after, because it reminded me a little bit of Pandemonium on the PS1 when I saw it. And I had been after picking this up at some point. It's not hard to get hold of. And I'm a big fan of the film, and that is The Cat in the Hat. This is okay. This reminds me of Pandemonium. It's kind of a side-scrolling platformer, 2D, 2.5D platformer. But yeah, I was playing this, and I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was okay, and it was a decent sort of tie-in to the film as well. And I love the film. I know a lot of people weren't keen on it, but I really love The Cat in the Hat film. I've got the memories of watching this with my kids, so yeah. Another one is one called Smash Cars, which I'd never heard of. This is sort of remote control cars. It reminds me a little bit, trying to like a slightly updated version of Revolt. It's not that great, to be honest. It's okay. Maybe I just need to play it a little bit more. The controls in it are slightly iffy, so yeah. 10-pin bowling. Again, another budget title. Don't really know anything about this. I haven't even played it, to be honest. If I'm going to play a 10-pin bowling game, I'm going to do it on the Wii. So, probably not on the PlayStation. Because then you actually feel like you're bowling. Disney's The Stitch Experiment. Again, this is, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the Stitch films, to be honest. I find him quite annoying, but it was free, like I said. The only thing I did notice about this game, because I have seen this game in CEX and places like that, is this is a different cover. It's normally got like a plain blue cover on with just some symbols on, but this has actually got Stitch on it. So, yeah. I don't know if this is like the American version or something. So, again, I've not played it yet. Another game that my little boy was actually playing a little bit, watching me play a little bit of, and said he wanted to have a go at, was Monsters Inc. Scare Island. This was okay. This is a decent sort of kids platforming game. So I played quite a bit of this. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. And there was one more, which if I can find it. No, that was it. So that's all the games that she gave me. So thanks very much. And then there's some more PlayStation 2 games here, and these are the ones I picked up myself at various places. First one is Beautiful Joe, or Beautiful Joe. This is a good game, like a side-scroll and beat 'em up. Really nice characterization, the character there. You see, there is a sequel to this, Beautiful Joe 2, which I'm going to try and pick up. I think the sequel is a little bit harder to get hold of than this one, but this was in a shop for £1.50 or something, so yeah, pick this up. X Squad, this was one of the PlayStation 2's original launch titles. X Squad, really early PS2 game, like a squad-based shooter. And I remember playing this years and years ago when I first got my PS2, and I remember I got the PlayStation 2, and I only had you get about 2 games with it or something, don't you? And so I went down to Blockbuster. Remember Blockbuster Video? I used to be able to rent games, and I rented this game out and played it over a weekend, and I think I completed it in a weekend. And it's one I've always been meaning to pick up again and have another go at. And this is another game I put on the other night, and ended up playing it for about 6 hours. A lot of fun. It's actually quite a lot of fun, this game. I quite enjoyed it. So yeah, X Squad. Graphics are terrible in it though. Another game is Wacky Races Mad Motors. Now the only reason I picked this up is because I've got another Wacky Races game on the PlayStation 2 and I wanted the set. So, and I do like a bit of Wacky Races. Everyone likes a bit of Dastardly and Muttley and, what are they called? The Anthill Mob. The Anthill Mob. So yeah, again, it's just, it's pretty much sort of Mario Kart kind of racing, but in the Wacky Race universe. Next one I got was Wallace and Gromit Project Zoo. Again, I got this to sort of complete the set. I've got Wallace and Gromit, Curse the Were-Rabbit. This is the better game, apparently. I've not played this yet. I remember playing a demo of it years and years ago, and it being really good, but really, really tough. I think there's a little bit of stealth and stuff involved in it. So, but I'm really going to get back into this. I love Wallace and Gromit, and my little boy loves Wallace and Gromit too. So maybe he'll have a go with this. Just gonna have another drink. Excuse me. The next game I got was a Hot Wheels game, and that is Hot Wheels World Race. Again, another charity shop pickup. This surprised me, this game, because I thought it would be rubbish. I thought, oh, Hot Wheels, it's just a toy spin-off game. It's probably a budget title. This is a lot of fun, this game. This is really, really good. It's kind of Need for Speed crossed with Wipeout. It's kind of it's like Wipeout, but instead of floating on the track, you're actually in cars, Hot Wheels cars. And there's a lot of things you can unlock on that. You win races and then you unlock new cars. It's got speed boosts. And visually as well, it's really striking. And this is a game that I may do a little video of it, because it's actually quite good. It's one of the better racing games I've played. Next game I got was City Crisis. This is kind of a flight simmy, kind of. You control this helicopter and you've got to go around the city, putting out fires and picking up people from like dangerous situations, like stranded ships and trapped on the top of burning buildings and things like that. This is really, really good. The controls are a little bit tricky, but once you get used to them, yeah, it's a lot of fun. The only thing I didn't really like about it is you're playing for a high score. It's, you know, the whole point of it is really to kind of get a higher score, and I think that's a bit rubbish really. It'd be better if there was more objectives to it than just trying to get a high score, but it's still a good game. Only a couple more PS2 games. Got Army Men RTS. Now there's a couple of reasons I got this. One is I do quite like some of the Army Men games. I don't like all of them. But the other reason I got it was this is made by Pandemic, who made like Saboteur, they made Mercenaries, Tunnel B1, some of my favourite games, and I just thought it'd be interesting to see what they do with an RTS, and this is really it's a solid real-time strategy game, and there isn't many RTS games on the PlayStation 2, so it's really good to get hold of a good one. It's fairly solid, and it works really well, and it's good fun. So only 2 more games for the PS2. I got Need for Speed Carbon. Now, ideally, I probably would prefer to get this on the Xbox 360, which I used to have it on, because obviously the graphics are slightly better on the 360, high def. But this was like 50p in a shop, and I have got a couple of other Need for Speed games on the PlayStation 2. So it's a nice one to add to the collection. And just as a note, this is probably one of my favourite Need for Speed games, next to Hot Pursuit. The only one I really want to try and pick up now is it Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, the original PlayStation 2 one. And last on the PlayStation 2, going on about Spider-Man games, is Friend or Foe. Again, another great game, one I can play with my little boy. You can sort of twin up on it. So yeah, it's really good. So now we get to the original Xbox games. Got a pile of original Xbox games, including one really good bargain one. So, first one I got was Dead or Alive Ultimate. Is it Ultimate? Yeah, Dead or Alive Ultimate, and this is basically the first 2 Dead or Alive games. Dead or Alive 1 and 2 were sort of remastered for the original Xbox. So, it's great. You get 2 discs in it. I kind of have been after this because I've got Dead or Alive 3 on the original Xbox, so it's nice to get the other 2. So yeah, Dead or Alive Ultimate. Couple of superhero games. Now these are pretty hard to find. They're not like you see them out in the wild a lot. You kind of have to order them, and they're not. Neither of them are sort of great games, but you've got to have them in your collection if you like superhero games. And the first one is Superman Man of Steel on the original Xbox. This is great, sort of a great cover, isn't it? It's great box and everything. And again, I got this off eBay. I did pay about $5 for this because I didn't want it in my collection. But it's in really good condition and everything. The flying mechanics in this are really tricky to learn. They're not as straightforward as they could be, but it's okay, and it's a fairly decent game, but it's a tough game. It's really hard in places. But yeah, it's definitely worth, and it's one of the better Superman games, I think. It's certainly better than Superman Returns, but you've got to get your head around those flying mechanics in it. The next one is Batman Dark Tomorrow. This game is absolutely fucking dreadful. It's really, really bad. This is without a doubt the worst Batman game I've ever played. It's got a brilliant cover on it. And graphically it's not too bad, but the controls are just awful on it. It's literally uncontrollable in places. But I had to get it to complete the collection of Batman games, and now I've got it. It's there. I may have another stab at it, but I think I played it for 10 minutes and nearly put my controller through the television. It was so frustrating to control. Yeah, maybe I could do a video on this, just me sort of shouting on it. So I'm going to have to be really quick because my phone's flashing red, which I'm recording this on, which means the battery's going on it. We've got 4 more games to get through. Got Pariah on the original Xbox. Did have this on the PC years ago. Good first-person shooter. Yeah, Pariah. And Rogue Ops, which I've never played. Don't really know that much about. It looked a little bit like Splinter Cell, but with a woman in it. And I thought there was lots of gadgets and things like that. I thought it looked interesting, so I picked it up. And the last 2 games I got for the original Xbox are ones that I've been after and ones that are harder to get hold of. The first one is called Cthulhu. Now this goes for about 15 quid on eBay. Managed to get it for about 5 or 6 quid. Really good nick. It's got the manual in it. This is a really good kind of horror, sort of survival horror, but in first person game. Yeah, it's really atmospheric. It's definitely worth picking up, and a really scary game in places. Really creepy. It's all based on, I think is it Edgar Allan Poe's writings or someone like that. I think it's Edgar Allan Poe or someone like that. It's based on his writings or someone like that. I can't remember. One of these, these authors, these creepy authors. Anyway, but it's a really good game. And the last game I got, and this is probably my buy of the month, if you like. It's a game I already had on PlayStation 2, but I didn't have the manual with my PlayStation 2 version, and then I saw this in a shop, and it was 50p. Now this game goes for about £50 on eBay, so I was made up when I saw it for 50p. I just grabbed it straight away. It's in really good condition, and that's Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. I have done this in another video last year. Again, I think it was on my old channel when I picked this up, saying I was made up to get it. And that's when I got it on the PlayStation 2. I was really made up to get this. Got this for 50p from a cash converters. On the Xbox, it's in really, really good condition as well. It's got the manual. And on top of that, it's just a really good game. Anyone who loves Jurassic Park will love this game. You get to build your own Jurassic Park in it. You get to breed your own dinosaurs in it. And it's a really good, well-rounded game. And graphically as well, it's really good. And it does look a lot better on the original Xbox than it did on the PlayStation 2. So that's about it for now. They're my sort of pickups. I think there has been a couple more that I've got that I probably forgot to mention in this video. But I can always throw them into the next one and we'll talk about them then. So yeah, that's it. Just a quick pickup video really about what I've been buying over the last month or so. Please click like, leave your comments below. I read all the comments, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back soon with another video. So I'll speak to you later. See you later. Bye.